Hey, Mono. How's it going? Hello, everybody else. How also is it going for you? One moment. I'm sorry. It took me longer than I expected to get prepared tonight. Hello. How are we doing? Hey, Mono. How are you doing? Tonight we are fulfilling. Hey, Holix. How are you doing? We are fulfilling K&H's redemption to teach Mono about Tuist. We had a viewer redemption in there to do a stream about Tuist and how to migrate an app from Xcode project to Tuist. Yes, thank you, K&H. So this is the project. This is a project I've been working on. I want to say in secret, but it wasn't really a secret. It's just I hadn't told anybody yet. It's not much of a secret when there's like Instagram and Threads accounts for it already. But it is not talked about yet. Which is a app called Beaties. It is a diabetes tracking log. Journaling, diabetes journal log thing. I was recently diagnosed as diabetic, and due to other health complications that came out from that was not expecting because I was not diagnosed. But anyway, so now I have to do a lot of the diabetic type stuff, and it turns out it really sucks. It's hard, and all of the apps out there are terrible. So 3 days into being diagnosed, I decided to build an entirely new app for it because they're all awful. And yeah, that's this app. And so I've been working on it for about 2 months now. Yeah, great opportunity to fix the problem. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like they're all frustrating because it's like, okay, you need to like keep all of this data and you need to be able to share it with your doctor. So what are the things that you want to be easiest to do in the app? Add new data and share it with your doctor. Those seems like the two most important things. Every app makes it so hard to do that. So like literally the first version of this app was a watchOS only app. And it's just a button. It does have HealthKit implementation, which is also why I was talking about it yesterday. But the very first version of this app was a watchOS app. It's got a simple complication. You can't see this. Okay. We'll show it to you later in a minute. Simple complication. You hit the button. It pops up a number input. You type those numbers and then you hit enter and then that's it. And it's just like, just try to get it out of your way as quickly as possible. Yeah, I think that's the best way of putting it. It's like the app that allows you to do this with the least amount of intrusion in your life. That's really what I'm going for. But yeah, so that's what this app is. I'll show it off a little bit as we go. But what we're going to do is I've built this app with kind of the so-called micro apps architecture, where everything is in its own separate framework. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that app and we are going to migrate it to Tuist. And we'll talk about what we're doing along the way and why we're doing the various things and the different approaches you can take. So what are we actually, what is the app here? So we're going to go ahead and run this on the simulator. Or are we going to run it on the simulator? I think we're going to run it on my test device because I think my test device actually has data on it. 1 second. I will be right back. I need to go get my cord to plug this in. All right. So this should be popping up any second now. Assuming I remember what my passcode for this device is. There we go. All right. So let's run this app. And yeah, so it stores all of the data in HealthKit. Everything's measured there, so it's nice and safe, and Apple handles all the syncing for you, which is nice. It's super secure. And yeah, you basically just get to store it in there. It handles all of my persistence. It's nothing more complicated than that. But yeah, so here's the app as it is with no data in it because, yeah, HealthKit does take a little while to get used to, but once you understand like 2 or 3 concepts, it's actually pretty straightforward. But they kind of throw you into saying like, okay, here, you need to know about samples and quantities and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, like what is a query? And you have to query the data for this. You can't just like get the data directly. And it does seem very overwhelming at first, but it's actually pretty straightforward once you get it. But yeah, this is what the app looks like currently if you don't have any data in there. But you can log your data and you can say like, oh, you know, like my glucose just a minute ago was 79. Sorry, 89. It was 79, but let's type in 79. This was right before eating, and I don't have any notes, so I'm going to ignore that. And then it'll plot it on this graph. I could add more items to this graph, but they would be very close together, so that's not all that helpful. But yeah, this is basically what this shows here, and then there's a similar watchOS app that I'll show in a moment. You can go in here and you can print it. You can save it to a PDF basically, and that'll show over time. I believe this. Let me pull this up. No, okay. There's not anything useful on here. This is more useful when it's got my actual data on it, but for the test apps, it's not got a lot. And then yeah, you can share it as a PDF as well, or at least you will be able to. But that's the apps there. I guess I do have to share it on the simulator to show you what it looks like on the watch. The watch has really been where I've been focusing most of my time because it's the one that I use. But yeah, let's get there. This one won't have any data, so we're gonna have to go through the whole HealthKit setup process, which I think I fixed on watchOS. I don't know if I did. It used to be the case that you would go through the setup process and then it would just kick you back to the home screen. I need to fix that bug if it still exists. Yeah. You missed the start. What are we doing? We are working on migrating an app that I've been working on, a diabetes journal log, and we are migrating it from Xcode proper to a tool called Tuist, which I will get into more about what that does. But basically it's a tool for generating Xcode projects from a Swift language, basically. Yeah, we'll get more into what that does. Yeah, this is broken. This kicks you back out to here when we actually need to do that. So that is a bug that I have to fix. But we'll show you what this app looks like here. It also has the graph here. You have the little button. Click that, and you can type in an entry. And it should work. I swear this app works better than this in real life. This is also the watchOS 10 design, so maybe I have bugs in the watchOS 10 design that don't exist on the watchOS 9 that I'm running locally. But yeah, so I mean that's the app as it is so far. Not super complicated, but that's also kind of the idea, is I want something very simple. But yeah, so the architecture of the app, as I described earlier, is kind of broken into all of these little frameworks. And that's going to make it more interesting for what we do with Tuist. So we'll kind of show off what we do there. But yeah, let's go ahead and go into what Tuist is. So Tuist, if you're not familiar with it, you can go to tuist.io. And basically what it allows you to do is it allows you to specify your Xcode project in a Swift DSL, a domain-specific language. And you kind of just define your project in Swift like this. you actually can completely delete your Xcode proj, your XC workspace, all of that. Not needed anymore. Remove it from Git so that you're not checking it in. You're always just generating it. And you no longer have Git conflicts. You no longer have, like configurations in weird places that you don't really know how to look at. That's a problem that you get a lot with Xcode project settings, and you'll actually see that in a minute as we try to migrate. Is you change settings in like the build settings view, and you're like, I don't know where any of these things are set. I don't know what all is in here, stuff like that. So, we're gonna fix that. Everything's gonna be in code. Sounds too good to be true. Sign me up. Yeah. Well, you'll see that the migration to Tuist can be a little bit. I wouldn't call it even painful. It's just involved. It's not even really tedious is more the word I want to use, but yeah, we'll get into it and you'll see what it is. But yeah, let's get started. So this is all how do you get started. I'm going to ignore all of this because the Tuist default template is garbage. But we're basically going to create this file. I don't think we're going to put anything in it yet. But then basically what we'll do there is we'll allow that to have our generate. And then we'll move out to this adopting Tuist page, which is more like, oh, you've already got something. Let's do that. So that'll be where we'll start. I think, yeah, we've got everything committed. So if we break anything too horribly, we can always roll back. So once you've got Tuist installed, which I'll let you refer to their page for that. We're just going to go in here and we're going to say, yeah, the install, I think they just have like they just have a one-liner bash install. That's fine. Yeah, skip Tuist init. Don't do that. It's terrible. It gives you a bunch of garbage that you don't actually care about. This is where you really want to start, is you create a project.swift at the root of your, actually, the best thing to do is probably just to start with a Tuist edit. There are no editable files. Okay, yeah. Just create a project.swift at your root. And then maybe that'll give us what we want. Yeah, here we go. That'll give you an Xcode project that you can edit. Obviously, it has nothing in there, so that's not super helpful, but it will, I believe, actually give you autocomplete right away. Yeah, project description, let project equals project, and there's all of your information. What is our project name? Our project name is BDs. What other things do we need in here? We probably need an organization name. Cocoa type. Let's go ahead and start organizing this. We've got some targets. What are our targets? That we're going to need to grab from here. Let's put these up side by side. We got a lot of targets. We've got BD's iOS, BD's Watch, Health Connect tests, top level, daily chart, complication extension, phone main tests. I don't know why phone main test is not anywhere near phone main. Assets, printing, phone entry, phone main, phone route, phone onboarding, phone list, phone chart. I don't know that we want to go ahead and add all of these quite yet. I think we might. Yeah, let's go ahead. So, create a target. BD's iOS. This has iOS. Sorry, this is not how you do a platform. .iOS. Product. So this is what type of thing you're putting out. So for the watch or the iOS app, it's just app. For bundle ID, we are com.cocotype. .bds. So that should give us that target. Let's go ahead and do the watchOS target. Now I don't remember what the product type for a watchOS app is. Is it app as well, or is it app extension? So if I recall correctly, this was defined as like an extension. I'm going to go ahead and try app, and we can come back to that later if it turns out that's wrong. And then here's another thing that's really nice. Because this is all Swift, you can comment it, and you can explain why you made certain choices. Let's do a couple of our targets, but I don't think we need all of them right now. So Health Connect here, this is the framework that does all of the interaction with HealthKit. I do that so that I can kind of like mock out HealthKit for tests and say, hey, I don't want to, you know, rely on the real HealthKit during tests. I want to just hide away its entire thing. This is going to be our first pain point with Tuist. And if you watched my other stream with it the other night, you'll recognize what went wrong here, which is that we have the ability only to create a single platform with Tuist right now. So Health Connect I use on watchOS and on iOS. And in Xcode, that works just fine. You have no problem with that. You can just say, hey, you know, this is a multi-target platform. It supports running on iOS and watchOS. Tuist doesn't allow that. And that's kind of frustrating. So what you have to do is you have to create different targets for the different platforms, and you have to give them different names. So I'm going to do that. We're going to say it's Phone Health Connect. It is iOS. It creates a framework, and it has a bundle ID of COM, Cocoa Type, BD's, Health Connect. And then I think that's enough to get us started. But I think we're missing some things. Okay, we got a bunch of information here. Sources, that's the thing that we need. We need to point out where it is that our code actually lives. Resources, I think we have for both the apps. We don't have them for the frameworks. Headers, that's if you are doing Objective-C type stuff. We're not, don't care about that. And dependencies, that is something that we are going to care about. So we'll go ahead and implement some of these. So our sources, yeah, I think we care about our sources. I actually wonder what the default for info plist is. Let's go take a look at that. It's just default. Okay, so Tuist will actually generate info plists for you if you don't already have them. I think that's a good idea. I like it. I'm just gonna stick with those. But sources, definitely something that we need. Comes right after, oh, deployment target. Deployment target might also be something that we need, but I think I actually want to define that at the project level, so we'll come back to that one. So sources just comes after product, basically. Maybe. Platform, product name, bundle ID. Or does it come after bundle ID? Okay, so it comes after bundle ID. That's why I can't find it. There we go. And our sources right now for the main app are in a folder called BD's iOS. Okay. Ooh, okay. So we're already in a little bit of trouble here because of how I've organized this already. I moved all of the iOS stuff into a folder. And that's going to be a little bit of a problem. So I think we're going to, yeah, we're going to do a little bit of rearranging the app in order to make it work better with Tuist as well. So we're going to go ahead and make app here. And then we will move, we'll create new folders inside here. We'll have a sources and a resources. These need to be siblings, not descendants. And then, yeah, assets goes in resources, entitlements goes in resources, BD's app goes in sources, preview content goes in resources. Oops. Come on. There we go. that should give us what we need. So let's take a look at watch, where we don't have the same problem, because I created the watch app before I decided to rearrange things like that. Sources. Resources. PD's app goes into sources. Everything else goes into resources. I don't know why I have a folder just called asset instead of assets. Let's keep that. Assets seems to be like shared content. Yeah, we're not going to worry about this right now. Let's go ahead and do... Yeah, let's go ahead and just generate our first project. So what we're going to do is we're going to close this. We're going to rename our existing project BD's pre-Tuist. And we're going to go... Yep, okay, yeah, close this. Get rid of that one. Yeah, we got BD's pre-Tuist. And then we're going to go to terminal, and we are going to just say Tuist generate. And it says, hey, you screwed it up, but it generated a project anyway. Invalid product name, BD's iOS. The string must only contain alphanumeric, period, and underscore characters. Target BD's OS does not contain source. Oh, did we forget to actually add the source files? That would help. Well, let's go make a couple of these changes. I am weird. Yeah, invalid product name. That seems strange. It also seemingly did not open my project folder. Application not responding. Okay, let's just force quit Xcode because it's a beta. There we go. Okay, yeah, we gave... we did not give our sources correctly. We got distracted. BD's iOS /app /sources /*. Yeah, there we go. We're going to give ourselves resources as well. BD's iOS app sources **. So it's saying that we have an invalid product name, but I feel like we're going to have an even worse time if we try to give these the same name. Is product name a separate thing in here? Also, product name if not specified with product name. Okay, so we need to give it a product name. That's fine. Product name is just BD's. And we will do that down here as well. And yeah, let's give ourselves sources and resources to this one as well. I don't like that it's not displaying this correctly. What have we done wrong here? Name, platform, product, product name, bundle ID, sources, resources. Why are the colors wrong? I've never actually tried building from here. What does building even do? Does it actually run Tuist generate from inside this project? I don't know what this does. I mean, it doesn't seem to have a problem with this, so we're gonna go with that. Except our sources are watch. Is that what we called it? BD's watch app. Well, let's change that name. I don't like that name. BD's watch. Okay. Or maybe watchOS to match the fact that we called it iOS. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so that'll do that, and then yeah, well, let's just get started here. So let's close that, kill that, and rerun the generate. Directory defined in the glob pattern does not exist. BD's watchOS app sources. Oh, yeah. Finally, okay. Entitlements file being copied into the target BD's iOS project. No source file for Health Connect. But what you'll see is that we did actually get a working project. I don't think this will build because of all the problems that we have. Yeah. But it did get us started. So let's go ahead and start filling out some of the rest of this. And actually, let's start... let's keep rearranging this, because I get the feeling that we've got a lot of things in here that are not right. Phone chart. We have phone chart, but then we also just have chart. Phone chart is empty. List, also empty. Onboarding, we don't have. Route, we don't have. Okay, so we should be good here. Let's start moving some of the rest of these. Phone entry, which becomes entry. Where's the enums? Oh, there's enums. Don't worry. How are you doing, this guy? We're gonna move this into here. Yeah. Actually, let's move all of these into here, and then rename them. Printing is also only available on iOS. You cannot print from your watch. Yeah, I'm doing good. Let's move. Okay. I think we're going to want like a shared top level. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's move that into... Oh, nope, top level is not in shared. Sorry, top level goes in watchOS. Come on. There we go. Health Connect. That goes in shared. Complication, that definitely goes in watchOS. Daily chart, that goes in watchOS. Assets, that goes in shared. Okay, so we're cleaning this up a little bit. Which app do you need to get the drop-down notifications from Twitch? Somebody else asked the same thing. I don't remember who it was. Maybe, no. I don't remember who asked it. This is my app. I built this, and I said I was going to share the source code, and then I never did. And so I feel bad about that. Ask you in a month. Yeah, no, that's yeah, that's my bad. I need to share this. The problem is it's currently got like some secrets of stuff of mine hard coded in it, and I need to fix that. I need to remove that and then publish it. But I've been too busy with other things to do it. But yeah, no, I have a tool. Where is this at? Is it alerts? Yeah, it's alerts. And it's all done in here. Hey, here's the stuff that I did for Mono, where the /me thing actually works. But yeah, that's where that's coming from. I did a little... This is all designed and built by me. Extensions... Where's the actual bubble? Oh yeah, chat bubble. Here. Yeah, this is all NS View. It's all written in AppKit. All of these things. Nope, it's got non-sendable type errors. Hey, nobody said it was great code. But yeah, no, that's what that is. And I can share this publicly, and I should share it publicly. I just have been too lazy to strip out all of my secrets from it. Hey, thanks for the follow, Nicholas iOS Dev. All right, let's yeah, let's clean up a little bit more. Oh, hey, I do have a tests folder. Okay, so this folder doesn't exist anymore. Great, perfect, love it. All right, let's finish up getting all of these designed and built. It might honestly be easier for me to pull this up side by side with the Tuist edit page. The Tuist edit turned on? No. Oh god, not the purple. That bug has been around for years and years. I'm surprised they have not fixed that yet. I mean, I know nobody cares about full screen, but I care about full screen and I want them to fix it. Okay, so we got BD's iOS. It's got the main app. We got a chart. I guess maybe we could... Another full screen Xcode. Yeah, it's great. Everybody should use Xcode in full screen. I almost want to try organizing these, but let's do that later. We'll worry about organizing things. I guess we could at least put comments in here that are like, here are iOS frameworks. WatchOS frameworks. Yeah, full screen Xcode is the only way to go. I'm surprised that so many people just seem to have a total hate for full screen on macOS. I don't get it. I mean, I guess there aren't really shared frameworks because of the fact that Tuist can't handle shared frameworks. So maybe I just... Yeah, let's just put them all together. Okay. Well, no. We'll tackle this one folder at a time. Phone chart. iOS. Framework. Now, I'm realizing already that I'm not taking advantage of all of the full features of Tuist. So yeah, let's go ahead and demonstrate one of them. You think you've got a blank Tuist project created with a single file you copied across? Nice. Yeah, let's go ahead and start getting into some more powerful Tuist things. So this is all Swift, right? Which means you can write functions. So I'm going to do one right now. I'm going to do a phone target, and it's going to take in some of these things. So name, string, bundle. I guess nothing else right now, just the name. And actually this is going to be base name. And what we're going to do is we're going to return a target from this. And what this is going to do is target all of these things. Phone, base name, always iOS, always a framework, always starts with this bundle ID. Just do the same thing here. And so now we can replace this with just phone target chart. And we will go ahead and, yeah, let's install some of the rest of this stuff. I guess it needs a sources folder. Move that into there. And then we can put sources. BD's iOS app resources star and not resources, just sources. And yeah, that should solve most of our ones. So then we can just do, okay, chart here, entry. Oh, entry needs resources. Sources are Swift files and resources are like assets. Yep. If you're familiar with the project, let's go. Let's open up our, actually, let's just open like Kineo. If you go into here and you go into Kineo, you have your build phases. And your build phases has a bunch of different phases in here. But you've got compile sources. This is almost all Swift files. And then you've got copy bundle resources. And that's all of the things that get copied into your bundle that are not compiled, I guess. Now, there are things that are neither of those. Stuff like your entitlements file, your info plist file. No, info plist file might go into here. But definitely your entitlements file is not part of that. Stuff like that. And so you'll specify those elsewhere. So I wouldn't, yeah, actually I did put them in my resources folder, and that's probably a dumb idea. I probably should not have done that. It's gonna go right here. But yeah, that's where that kind of thing goes. Sources is anything compiled, so for you mostly Swift files, but if you had like Objective-C files, that would also go in there. Storyboard would go into resources, yeah. That would definitely go in there. All right, so we already have a resources folder in this one, in entry. It's a localizable strings file, so we're going to need to pass that in. So we're going to need to make our thing a little bit more complicated. Includes resources. Bool equals false. You tried the info plist launch screen the other night. It's so bad. Back to launch storyboard. I think it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I do wish you could just use SwiftUI for that. I don't understand why you can't use SwiftUI for that, because like they have a way of compiling SwiftUI to a static image. The icon stretches with no fix. No, it doesn't. I don't believe you. No. I don't understand how. That's not how that works. Info plist icon stretched in Google yields a lot of results. Is the iOS or the SwiftUI subreddit still NSFW as the protest? Okay, I'm trusting it. Image you chooses stretches vertically and of course looks awful. I mean, this is really weird, which is that this person is saying launch image started stretching vertically. Oh, this is shortcuts. Why would the fact that the app is SwiftUI versus UIKit matter at all for this? This doesn't make any sense to me. That is incredibly weird. Okay, well, I mean, I guess I believe you now, but that's still... just SwiftUI things. But, like, all of this launch stuff happens before SwiftUI or UIKit matters. Like, neither of them is involved in this. That's the part that doesn't make sense to me. Like, Swift UI isn't involved in this. That's what doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. Proof of concept or it didn't happen. I think I am still using launch storyboards for all of my apps. All of the apps that have that, but that's mostly just because those apps all existed before I had any other option. I think this is using a launch storyboard. Yeah. Huh. Weird. Because like Kineo would be ideal for that, because Kineo is literally just a background color with an icon over the top of it. That's exactly what launch screen storyboards are for. Notice you had a launch storyboard there and wondered if you had the same issue? No, just I have never done anything different. Are you saying that I have a launch story? Hey, KNH, how you doing? Are you saying I have a launch storyboard for here? Yeah, KNH. The reason we're doing this, the reason we're working on this project. Or were you seeing it in Kineo? Is that where you were seeing the launch storyboard? In your bundle resources? Okay, yeah, here, yeah. No, that makes sense. Tonight is Tuist night. Yep, we are working through it. But Mono also gets to ask whatever question he wants, and then we get pulled off track. Cannot convert value of type string to expected argument type resource file elements. There we go. Much better. Any question? Any question about Tuist? But then, of course, I allowed you to get away with a launch screen storyboard question, so... you can test the boundaries of any question. All right, so we got that. We got chart. Then we got to entry. Entry needs a resources. We defaulted to not including resources. We'll see if that's a good idea or not. But yeah, entry includes resources. True. Kind of relates back to the Tuist resources question. True. I mean, that... It came about because you asked what the difference between sources and resources were, so. You're not wrong. List. Okay, yeah, we need to put this all in a sources folder. Is there a way to do new folder from selection? Command Control N. Okay, let's try that again. And Control N. Can't rename it. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? What's the response? African or European? It's been forever since I watched any of those. Okay, so list exists now. Phone target. List. Kiwi or Aussie? That's an unladen mono? Or no. Yeah, no, I guess. Yeah. It's a different thing. Main. Okay, so now main actually has tests. So we're going to add something even more for that one. But, yeah. List, main, onboarding. Oops, what have I done? Oh, God. Did not switch over to Xcode before typing buttons. Phone target, main, does include resources. Onboarding, which if I recall correctly did not include resources. Printing does not include resources, and then root does not. Okay, so onboarding, printing, root. Okay, there's all of our targets for iOS. Okay, so what about tests? So I think test targets are going to be their own thing. So that's not going to be in this function. What it might be in is we might need a phone test target. I don't know if the targets need to be the same or not. So string. Yeah, let's give it a target. And we're going to say return target. Tuist creates an XC workspace, right? Yes, it does. Is that used / useful? Good question. I mean, you would want to open it from the XC workspace all the time. You wouldn't want to open the Xcode proj. I don't know why it insists on creating an XC workspace. I feel like it could get away with not, but it does, so you're kind of stuck with it, I guess. Okay, so is test target a type of project? Unit tests, yeah, here we go. You worked hard to get rid of your workspace and now it's back, yeah. I don't know. I've always felt a weird bias against workspaces too. I have no idea where it comes from, but they always feel like they're a sign that you've done something wrong. And I don't know where that feeling comes from. And I have no basis in why I say that. It comes from CocoaPods. I mean, I guess it's just like, oh, the fact that you're using this means that you're probably using CocoaPods. So maybe when you put CocoaPods in your project, you're gonna have a bad time. Yeah, I guess that could be it. Is that I'm just like, I have a bad association between XC workspaces and CocoaPods. Yeah, XC workspace means you're using CocoaPods. No, please no. Yeah. But like in this case, I'm not using CocoaPods, and yet it still feels. Or sorry, that was Kineo. It still feels weird. Yeah, for any of the BD stuff, like I'm not using it, so. All right, so we've got all of these. Now, the thing that we haven't done yet is we haven't figured out how to link these two together. Workspaces are an old thing that seem a bit obsolete in the SPM world. See, now, this is also part of, I think, my bias against it, which is that I remember when workspaces were new in Xcode 4. And I was like, what is this new stuff? I don't get it. I don't like it. I don't want it. So to me, there's still the like new... the new kid on the block that needs to get off my lawn. I don't know. I mix those metaphors too much. All right. We are going to open the old project. The probably increasingly becoming broken project. And we're going to get into declaring dependencies right now. We're not going to be able to declare all the dependencies. Okay, so we're not going to be able to declare all the dependencies yet, so we're not going to declare any of them yet, because otherwise this is going to be strange back and forth. So we're going to go do all of the watchOS frameworks first. And then, you know what I think I want? Is I want to make generic versions of these. Target. Test target. And then we're going to make... phone test target. Workspaces were handy when building frameworks from their own projects. Yeah, I get it. I haven't figured out a use case where that's useful. And even in like the larger projects that I've worked on, I haven't really understood why you would move things into separate targets instead of just, or into separate projects instead of just separate targets. haven't really understood when you need to do that. Because with like splitting things up into targets, that's useful for like performance stuff. If you shared frameworks across applications and each application had its own works. Okay, yeah, I guess. Fine, I guess that makes sense. If you're working on multiple applications with shared information between them, which I guess is also technically the case with, you know, like a multi-platform app, but meh. Fine, you make a good point. Jeez. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the background info. That I was there for and should remember, but personal biases prevent me from acknowledging them. Gotta play the old guy card every now and then. Fair. Fair, fair, fair. Then I guess we don't want the default value on this one. We want the default value on the other one. Cannot convert value of string dot... Oh, whoops. Guess that would help. All right, so now we've got these. So now we can just declare watch based on this. And then look, we just do this. Watch OS. Boom. How easy that was. This is starting to get unwieldy, so we will... Yeah, let's go ahead and clean this up now. And the way that you can do that is you can actually go into manifest and you create a new group. I'm hoping this create... Okay, yeah, it did create it over here. And if you call it project... No. If you delete this, go... Okay, hang on, it didn't delete the file. Let's do this again. Let's start over. Create a folder called Tuist. And inside that, you create a folder called project description helpers. Oops. Ah, jeez. Why are all the shortcuts different? Project description helpers. And then inside there, you can create whatever file you want. And we're going to call this target helpers. And then if you grab all of these and put them in here, and you delete all the garbage up top that you don't need, like that. And you import project description so that it actually understands what these things are. Then you can go over into project, and this works even though it probably shouldn't. I think you need to import project description helpers. I'm going to close this and reopen it because I feel like I've gotten Xcode into a weird spot. Ah, that was the problem, is that I didn't have Tuist inside the manifests directory. But also I now still seem to be having problems. Oh, do I need to make these all public? That might be the problem. Yeah, that was it. Okay, cool. So that's how you organize stuff, is that you just put them in this project description helpers folder, and then they become part of this project description helpers target, and you can use that to kind of clean things up a little bit. So let's get back to our target creation. We're going to go create our watchOS targets. App. I'm assuming that app includes resources. It does. Complication. Probably also includes resources, yeah. Also, I'm realizing that we've got one more problem. We'll go back and fix that in a second. Daily chart does not include resources. Is also not a test target. Top level. Tube level. That needs more cleanup, but we'll come back to that one. Okay, so that's all fixed. The problem that I realized is I think that my target helpers all say phone right here. Yeah, we need to fix that. Base name, trying to figure out the best way to do this. Let's go ahead and add an extension to platform. Var prefix string switch self. And we have all of these. Let's go ahead and just provide one for everything. Phone. Mac. Watch. TV. Vision. Switch covers known values, but may have additional unknown values. Empty string. Hooray! So now, then here we can just say platform.prefix. 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 Alright, that should clean everything up a little bit. Okay, so we've got all of our watch targets. Now, yeah, we need to do our shared targets, which are going to be more complicated. And I'm not really sure how to do it yet. Because I think... Yeah, let's go create an isShared property on this. No. I mean, yes. Yeah, we need that here. So isShared, comma, and then we'll just grab this on all of our other things. So base name is shared, is shared, is shared, is shared. We got all of that, and then we need to pass that along to our next set of things. Boop. 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 Oh, I didn't like that. Extra argument is shared. Test target. Did we not add that to here? Cool. All right. And then I think I want these to have a default value of false. We don't need to pass those. Perfect. Okay. So now if it is shared, then it doesn't live in BD's iOS. It lives in shared. Oh, this also doesn't live in BD's iOS. Crap. We're going to need another thing for here, which is directory. We'll just go ahead and pretend that this app is eventually going to have support for every platform. Why not, right? Why not make this just a massively multi-platform app? Let directory equals platform directory. Maybe. If it's shared, then it's shared. Otherwise, yeah, an MMApp. Hey, how are you doing, Notify? Then yeah, directory goes here. I need to bring back the goat scream. I haven't done that yet. I need to make that work again. But that involves, you know, like getting my project out, building the thing, blah, blah, blah. How's the tutorial coming along? You'll have to ask Mono that. Mono, how's the tutorial been so far? All right. What we can do is we can move on to our shared frameworks. And then I actually kind of want the shared ones to just live with their others, their friends. You're following along with the blank project? Awesome. Is shared. True. Includes resources. Also true. So yeah, let's just make this live with this. Coco has a much larger project so you can stay caught up. It's fair. All right, so yeah, we actually don't need Health Connect. Yeah, okay, so Health Connect is gonna live with the rest of the stuff. So phone target, Health Connect. Does that have resources? It does not, but it does have tests. It is shared. And then we need a test target. Okay, perfect. And then we're basically going to do the same thing down here. Let's actually just, you know, copy these. And then just replace the word phone with watch. Makes things so much easier. Boop, boop, boop. Watch. Hooray. Okay, so that should be all of our targets. Let's go ahead and build and run this and see if it is, in fact, all of our targets. And something I want to test out right now, actually, I want to see. Hey, slow down. We'll get there. Directory BD's iOS assets resources does not exist. Why do you think it's BD's iOS assets? That's not correct. See, there's your problem. Don't do that. If it is shared, which assets should have been marked as shared, yeah. If it is shared, then our directory is shared. Oh, resources. Okay, hey, there's my problem. This needs to go up here, and then this needs to be replaced with directory. Actually might not get to, well, I mean, I will make us get to, the dependencies. SPM dependencies. But, right now, I don't think this app has any dependencies, so that's a part of the problem. Why didn't those go in there? I did all of the things that you wanted me to. Also, info plist. We'll deal with that in a minute. This goes into resources. We need a... Yeah, no, I mean, no resource or no dependencies is great. It's great to not have any dependencies. I mean, sometimes it's useful to have dependencies because, you know, they do stuff that's useful. That's why, you know, that's why they exist. But yeah, I also like to avoid dependencies if I don't have to have them. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. I don't want to look at that git difference. Or you're just lazy, yeah. Okay, so did that complete? It did. Did it? Look at all correct. Kind of impossible in the Android world? Now, okay, yeah. I mean, that sounds like an Android problem. Why does your platform not provide you the things that you need in order to build an app? Okay, so we have all of these now. Oops, I'm rearranging things, but it doesn't matter because we're just going to delete this and blow it away constantly anyway. That's kind of the point of Tuist. But yeah, we've got all of our things. None of them are going to build because if I try to do this, it's going to say, I don't know what you're talking about. Partially kidding, you're also averse to unnecessary dependencies thanks to time spent in the JSTS realm. Yeah, that's another place where it's like, kind of a nightmare, which is like, oh, we got dependencies on everything. You can't build anything without having a million dependencies. Yeah, no, it's frustrating. I mean, that one, at least they have the excuse of like, you've got different browsers from entirely different vendors. Left pad, yeah. Okay, yeah, left pad isn't excusable. I was gonna say, like, you need the dependencies just to make sure that you have like consistency across browsers. And Android has obviously like different flavors of Android across different manufacturers, but it's way more consistent than, you know, Firefox versus Chrome versus Safari versus whatever. Okay, so this is complaining because it has no such module phone root. Well, phone root, it doesn't know where that lives. We have a phone root, but what does it do? Who knows? This is where we need to set up our dependencies. And this is not external dependencies. This is not SPM. This is instead saying, how do my targets relate to each other? That's what we're going to need to do next. So we're going to go find our BD's pre-Tuist so that we can actually look these up. And we're done with Finder for now. So let's put these back together. And we're basically just going to do it this way. Oh. I had to do something. I ran into a problem with this one. So we actually this might not be as helpful as I hope. But we'll try. We'll get what we can. Dependencies. We need an array of target dependency. Okay. So we're going to take these in. Dependencies. Array of target dependency. And I'll show you kind of the problem in a minute. Health Connect. Do they? Okay, so they actually do depend on. I'm wondering if I care about some of these. Sorry. I'm wondering if I should just hard code the test dependencies. I think I should. So these are just going to have a target dependency. And that target dependency is going to be just base name. Not base name. There's no way. That's never going to work. Platform prefix base name. So those should go ahead and handle the fact that they've got these tests. Our dependencies here. Actually, yeah, let's have this default to empty array. I don't think that matters, but we'll see if it does. All right, now let's pass these through to here. Also, I just realized that I put that default value in the wrong place. Equals empty array. This one does need no default value. There you go. It's going to go dependencies. What's that? Because I didn't put it right here. Okay, cool. So now that we've got that, we can actually start setting our dependencies into connection with each other. I think we need to... because this has everything. And the reason that I did that is because it started nesting the frameworks inside each other. But I think Tuist is smarter than that. So I think I actually need to just understand what is actually required. And if I recall correctly, it's just phone root. And then phone root starts linking all of these other things. And then, yeah, I don't think I need what's all in iOS. And then I think that the same is true for watch, which is that I just need top level. Do I even need daily chart? Like, where's BD's app? Really? You clearly showed me that you knew where that file was. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess you don't know where that file is. Let's go look at it in Finder. Let's not go look at it in Finder. BD's WatchOS app, sources, app. Yeah, this just needs top level. So, okay. We can handle that. Let's start with the app targets then. What do they need? BD's iOS needs target, phone main. No, phone root is what we decided it was. That's all that one needs. And BD's WatchOS needs target, watch, top level. Is what that one's going to be called? Okay. That should get us started. So then, what do we do next? Health Connect has no dependencies. Perfect. Easy to fix. Let's actually follow the order that we have in here. Assets. No dependencies. Chart. It's phone chart. It's here. It needs Health Connect. I'm trying to decide how I want to organize these. Let's just do that. Perfect. Target. Phone. Health Connect. I'm wondering if I want to hard code these or if I want to... Yeah, let's make this a little bit smarter. Should we? Yeah, let's make it a little bit smarter. Let's not. Let's leave it dumb. I was gonna say, can we make it just take in an array of strings and then have it apply the names for us? But that feels like overcomplicating it right now. So I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, there's all of our dependencies. Entry also requires Health Connect. Argument dependencies must includes resources. Fair enough. Health Connect, we know, doesn't include anything. The test target hard codes its needs. List needs Health Connect. Wow, everything needs Health Connect. Main needs a lot of things. Okay. Finally, something worth our time. What do we need? We need phone assets. Hold on. Honestly, let's copy this part. Assets. Why did you indent so weird? Okay, thank you. Health Connect. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Perfect. Chart. Entry. List. Printing. That's what that one needs. Test target is already handled. Onboarding needs Health Connect. Who'da thunk it? Printing probably needs Health Connect. Yes. Yes, it does. Root needs Health Connect, main and onboarding. All right, let's get over to the app. All right, so we know, no, app requires top level. Why do I have a base name of app? Hold on. That doesn't exist. What are we doing here? Get out of here. It's like, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. Assets, let's start here. Boop, 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 boop. Dependencies goes in the middle here. Okay, what do we have in here? Assets doesn't require anything. I don't know why I copied that. Complication, I'm realizing is now not actually a framework, so we need to fix that. We'll come back to that one. Or rather than come back to it, we will give it its dependencies now, but it depends on SwiftUI and WidgetKit, so we're not going to give it anything right now. Also, no, yeah, I guess the complication doesn't need to depend on Health Connect. Daily chart. What does it depend on? Health Connect? Yeah. We know Health Connect does not depend on anything on its own. And the test target already has its hard-coded dependency. And then finally top level, which depends only on daily chart. All right, let's get that generated. What do we have now? All right, so if I point this at the simulator at least, Does this build? I know it won't build because we don't have... Oh, God. I was going to say, I know it won't build because we don't have... deployment or a development team for the other thing. So it won't build for device yet because we don't have any of our provisioning profiles set up. What's gone wrong here? What has gone wrong is that some of our things have been renamed. So we need to point them at the right place. This is going to be a bummer for some of the things that share. Like, if any shared libraries depend on each other, then you're going to have to do a whole if-else dance. But I don't know how common that is. Phone Health Connect. Yes. I'm sure Microsoft would love to get into health related stuff with the Kinect. I'm just going to keep building these until cannot find phone root. That doesn't make any sense. Health kit on FHIR. I don't know what FHIR is. Health kit on FHIR. To an FHIR server. What's FHIR? Seems to be an Azure thing. Azure FHIR. Fast healthcare interoperability resources. It's a health data standard. Okay. Good to know. Neat. I'm not planning on hosting any healthcare servers anytime soon, so. But yeah, good to know that Microsoft has a solution for me if I want to. Also, I have not been looking at all. I've just been typing phone on all of these. I have not been looking to see whether they were watch-related stuff or not. Hey, it worked, though. Okay. Which is actually a little bit surprising because I would have thought that the watch stuff wouldn't have built. And I feel like, oh, you know what? We need to make iOS have a dependency on the watchOS one. We actually do need to go back and do that. Because otherwise it's not going to know that it needs to embed that. So just copy watch. Yeah, how else is it going to know that there should be a watchOS embedded in here? Perfect. All right. So yeah, and then we also know that there's a couple different problems, which is... Yeah, let's actually go into our project. So yeah, we definitely need to... So yeah, we made this a watchOS app. I think that probably needs to be a watchOS extension. Tuist watchOS extension. This is standalone watchOS support. This, I think, is what we really want here. Platform watchOS Watch 2 extension. But Is that what we are? I guess we would be a Watch 2 extension. Because the alternative is the Watch 1 extension. And we did say maybe wrong here. Oh, Watch application, WatchOS platform only. A Watch application extension, WatchOS platform only. I don't know. This says extension, so... Oh, wait, you need both. Gross. So the Watch app exists, and then you need a Watch Kit extension. Where's our pre-Tuist? Okay, we have a WatchKit app here. I don't see us providing an extension anywhere. So maybe we need a Watch 2 app. Do we need anything else? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it. And then this has a dependency on the WatchOS app, so we're going to need that. So we'll have that dependency. And then our BD's watch needs to depend on complication somehow. Clearly it doesn't, but I have no idea how this is working anymore. That seems like a problem. Let's create a new target. Name. Complication. I don't know. Platform. WatchOS. App extension? Is that what it is? I don't know. I honestly have no idea. And then our bundle ID is com.cocotype.bds. I feel like this had to have a very specific name. Whatever .watchkit app .watchkit extension. .complication. Jeez. Format of com.company.app .watchkit app .watchkit extension .complication. Do I need all of that? Can I just get away with just this is just complication? All right, and then this probably needs some sources. Yeah, it has sources and resources. And then, did it have dependencies? I think it did not. So let's try that. Target BD's WatchOS cannot contain sources. WatchOS Watch 2 application targets don't support source files. WatchOS has platform WatchOS and product Watch 2 application and depends on target watch top level and platform WatchOS, which is an invalid or not supported yet combination. Okay, so what if we just make this an extension and not an application? Does that make everybody happier? No. Target BD's iOS has a platform iOS and a product application and depends on Target BD's Watch OS of Type 2 Watch 2 extension and platform Watch OS. Okay, so do I need to make an app which has no target? So target name BD's Watch OS. Platform Watch OS. Product Watch 2 extension. Product name. Can we have them both have the same product name? I feel like that's probably a bad plan. Also, this should be an app, not an extension. Bundle ID. I guess we want this one to be WatchKit extension. And then we probably do want this one to be WatchKit extension dot complication. I don't know why I did that. That was dumb. Sources. Okay, so this has no sources or resource. Does it have resources? I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I don't know how any of this works. I think it would have to have resources. I'm going to give it resources. Give them both resources. I'm sure Mono is loving the very WatchKit specific problems that I'm going through right now. It's like, I didn't sign up for this. Hey, when you make fan lineup for WatchOS, you're gonna love it. You're watching, but the target BD's WatchOS is declared multiple times. Yes, it is, because this is BD's WatchOS extension. Getting that entire 30,000 point channel value. Okay, did that one work? No files found at BD's iOS main resources. What? Really? BD's iOS main resources. Oh, there really isn't anything in here. Okay, neat. Let's get rid of that. What is a CF bundle executable? That is the name of the actual binary that contains all of your code. Getting an error that it's missing. Are you using a hard-coded plist? Using a custom info plist? Yeah. You probably need to turn on the because I know your project got created fairly recently in the grand scheme of things. You probably need to turn on the build setting that is generate info plist. It's never going to tell me which one that is. Yeah, generate underscore info plist underscore file. I know that's really small, so I'll zoom it in. Because probably what happened was that was all managed by Xcode before. And so Xcode would fill in all of the default stuff that you need. And then your custom one just went on top of it. This is a new project with Tuist. Yeah, but what I'm trying to get at is you're probably copying that info plist file from your project, right? Or is this really new? Because if it's really new, then I would say don't use a custom info plist file. Use the stuff that they give you, which is there's a where does info plist go in this thing? Yeah, you copied it and expected it to work. Yeah, if you're copying it from fans lineup, then that is I am getting the name of your app right. If you're copying it from that, then yeah, you're gonna need to just in the settings here, you'll need to turn on that generate info plist one, and we'll get into settings in a little bit, but I can only do so much at a time. We'll get there. We'll do it. This worked now, right? We're good with that? Yeah, we had the thing with main. That was where we were going. Main does not need resources. That's what we've determined. Okay. I just want to get rid of all of my warnings before I have a million warnings and have to go clean them up later. All right. So now we're here. Let's see if this builds. It does. That's honestly surprising. Let's go build the iOS app. That also builds. Wow. We're great. BD's iOS. Does it actually include our watch content? Embed watch content. BD's.app. Look at all this. Look at all this. It actually works. Holy crap. This one doesn't do anything. It builds, but does it work? Yeah, don't worry about that yet. You're getting ahead of yourself. I think we should try the watchOS app first, because I think that's the one least likely to work. Donuts Ahoy. Yeah, no. WatchKit 1.0 apps bundle ID com.cocotype.prefix is not prefixed by the parent apps bundle ID followed by a dot. Well, it's not a WatchKit 1.0 app. I mean, I feel like that's part of the problem. But yeah, so it's basically saying, hey, your bundle identifier needs to be your other bundle identifier plus some stuff. So we'll hard code it in here. And then let's just see if that does anything. Please try again later. WatchKit 1.0's apps bundle ID com.cocotype.bds. No, I changed that. That's not it anymore. See the part right here where I changed that? I changed it. It's different. Get clean. Build run. WatchKit 1.0 apps are no longer installable on this watchOS version. See, why do you think it's a WatchKit 1.0 app? This is my problem with you. Okay. I feel like we need to go Google some more. Tuist, watchOS app. Yep, Google Books. That's where I wanted to look for that. See, this is standalone watchOS app support, which we don't need. Yeah, this will upgrade the watch and watch extension targets into a single target watch app and will update the appropriate copy files build phase in the watch app. So yes, this does need to exist. This is a thing. Created an application with a watchOS application in Xcode 13, then used Xcode 14 and applied its recommendations. Deleted the WatchKit extension target. I knew we didn't need that anymore. Changed the project type of the watch app from com.apple project type application watch app 2, product type application. Merged some of the build settings. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. There doesn't seem to be any link between the application and the watch app, even if you declare the watch app to be a companion application. Previously, the application would embed the watch app. Wonder if it's a beta bug, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but any of these, you need to tell me what the behavior, like show me your actual project.swift file. If you try to add a watch app as a target dependency in the iOS app, then it fails the following error. Yeah, it doesn't like that. That's exactly the problem we ran into. Add support for watchOS 14 or Xcode 14 compatible watch targets. Can you guys give documentation? I don't know how to deal with this. Okay, if it's an embeddable watch application, the platform and the product are watchOS and Watch2 app, sorry. Does this say when this went in? This was in September 21st, 2022. I'm pretty sure I'm on the latest version of Tuist, but let's just double check. 321.1. Yeah, no, I have to be on the latest version of Tuist because that was the one that needed us to have Vision OS support. So yeah, we're definitely on the latest version of Tuist. Yeah. This is the part that I didn't understand because it's saying target dependencies filter. Target is embeddable watch application. Where is embeddable watch application means it's a watchOS target and a Watch2 app. Or it's just an app. Maybe it needs to be just app, which was what we had the first time, and we decided that that was wrong. Maybe that's actually what we need. Let's go back and do that. Okay, let's throw all of this away. No, let's throw all of this away. Let's make this an app. We'll get rid of this. Yeah, let's just bring it back to this. Yeah, honestly, that seems to have worked better. This is the wrong project. WatchKit app being installed is missing either the WK WatchKit app or WK application key set to true in its info plist. Let's try something else. Because yeah, we switched it to app. This is saying Watch2 app might also work. I'm wondering if one of these will do something different for the why did it build and run? That did something. Oh, so doing a run in here seems to do a generate. Target BD's watchOS cannot contain sources. watchOS Watch2 application targets don't support source files. So yeah, it has to be an app. And then I'm guessing I have to do something weird with it to get the info plist to be generated. Why can I not find... I don't know what I'm trying to do. We're going to change this to app. We're going to build and run. That's going to open this. Perfect. This is not going to run because it doesn't have the right info plist value. Missing either the WK WatchKit app or WK application key set to true in its info plist, which I'm assuming is WK application is what we want to set. So let's try messing with the info plist. Let's move on to an entirely different part of this project. The other thing that I'm going to do... Oh, okay. I was going to say I'm going to close that other one and drag these two next to each other, but apparently that other one is already closed. Let's mess with the info plist. Where does that live? Right after deployment target, which is right after bundle ID. Info plist. So I know we have a default, and then we also do have an extending default. So yeah, let's start with the extending default. With blah. Okay, and then it said it wants a WK application. Can I make that to true? String.info plist value. Can have a string, an integer, a double, a boolean, a dictionary, an array. And then I'm guessing all of these are just, they have like, info plist value has like a, expressible by bool literal, basically. Yeah, expressible by string interpolation, probably expressible by string, by boolean literal. Boom. Perfect. I love it when they take advantage of the type system like that. Let's see what that gives us. Hooray. And then it opens this over here. And then can we build and run this? No. Missing WK companion app bundle identifier in WatchKit 2.0's app info plist. Okay. So my guess is that needs to be com.cocotype.vds. Yeah, WatchKit 2.0's app bundle ID is not prefixed by the parent app's bundle ID followed by a dot. Boo. Okay, this one seems to have actually worked. Hey, there we go. It crashed immediately. NS Health Update usage description must be set in the app's info plist in order to request write authorization for the following types. Okay, so yeah, it's basically saying, hey, you tried to ask for permission, but you didn't give us a reason that you're asking for permission. Now, I'm trying to decide how much I want to do this in info plist versus doing it in settings. But I guess since it's all in Tuist, it doesn't really matter, right? Because ultimately it's all just in the project.swift file. So I guess we'll just go ahead and do it in here. What were our old values for that? BDs needs to be able to update your blood glucose data. BDs needs to read your blood glucose data. Those are the two values that we have here. Boom. We might as well grab the other one because otherwise it's going to just crash again immediately anyway. So that's NS Health Share Usage Description. Missing a health kit entitlement. Okay, so now we get to learn about entitlements. Fortunately, we've already got those existing, so we just need to figure out where they go. They go after resources. Yeah, right after resources. Okay, so now here's... No, this isn't a problem. Never mind. I thought we had a problem. We don't have a problem. We might have a little bit of a problem. I think, did we... Yeah, I guess we didn't include it at all. Okay. App just lives right there. Okay, yeah. That's fine. BD's watchOS /app / BD's watch app entitlements. Hooray! Okay, so we're actually getting access to do this. We hit next. We get read access. We hit next. This is a known bug, so we just kill the app and restart it. And there's the app. Look at that. Sweet. Okay. I think that's good. We've got it working. Let's go check out the iOS app. This one is probably going to have similar issues with the needing a entitlements, needing the usage descriptions. Probably shouldn't need the WK application and WK companion app bundle identifiers, but we'll see what we get. Oh, look at that. It is hyper letterboxed. What needs that? Okay, so let's start with adding some, like, let's add the entitlement. Is that because we don't have our launch screen storyboard? Is that the problem? But yeah, let's get our entitlements in here. We know that's a problem. Where did we store that? App. Yep, BD's iOS entitlements. Let's go ahead and grab this info plist stuff. We don't need these two. I've become a real fan of the trailing comma in collections recently. I don't know how interesting that is. but I am trying to train myself to go and do it. You know, like right here, I'm missing it. At least in multi-line collections, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, let's run this. Yeah. Still super pillar boxed. Also, we don't have our colors. Interestingly. Why would we not have that? Because we have our resources, we have our assets file, which has our accent color. Oh, you know what? I bet accent color is a build setting that we need to fix. Okay, we can do that. Yeah, let's look into this pillar boxing. Or letter boxing. What are for boxing? Well, I guess, we never had a launch screen storyboard. So it would have been in our info plist, which we were previously generating. So we need to figure out here. Yeah, okay, what do we got here? launch screen. UI launch screen. Nothing else? Literally nothing else? Okay. It's a dictionary with a UI launch screen key and then another dictionary. Good night, y'all. Good luck and have fun with us. Yeah, thank you, Donuts. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great weekend. Let's look at our... What's the thing? We need editor... Oh, hang on. Hello. This is what I want, is show setting names. Why are you not helping? Is it in here? UI application... UI launch screen generation. It just says yes. But what goes in there? When generate info plist is enabled, sets the value of the UI launch screen key in the info plist file to an empty dictionary. Well, that's not super helpful. That's fine. So it sounds like it's just UI launch screen, basically. And then this is an empty dictionary. Yeah? Does that help with our pillar boxing? No. BD's iOS canceled because the scheme is no longer available. Let's try that again. I think I may have just hit build and run too fast. Hey, now we don't have pillar boxing. Or letterboxing. We never had pillar boxing. But now we also don't have letterboxing. Okay, we are rapidly getting to the point where we have a whole app. Let's look into the accent color problem. And this one I think is going to require us to use settings. So if I recall correctly, that's where that is. Asset catalog compiler global accent color name. Totally missed it, right? Can you start over? Hey, that's what the VODs are for. And the VODs are now on YouTube. You can catch me on YouTube at https://youtube.com/@cocotype. I'll type that in and hope it'll work. Actually, let's hope this will work. https youtube.com/cocotype. Yeah, that's right. Donuts says definitely gonna watch the VOD for this one. Thank you. That's awesome. Love getting people to check that out. Yeah, if you want, I would definitely go give me a follow over there, so you can always catch the VODs. And those are actually like slightly edited and nicer and much higher quality. I put it in the chat. It's in the chat now. You don't have to type anything. But yeah, no, because I stream at a lower quality for this, mostly just to A, save my bandwidth, B, save your bandwidth. I previously had people say like, oh, it's my internet can't keep up with streaming. And Twitch doesn't always give people the like other options, the lower quality options. And so, yeah, that didn't help. And so I stream at a lower bitrate. But my recordings now are in a much higher bitrate. They're in 1080p, nice and clear. You get the best quality on YouTube right now. So I would love it if you went over there and subscribed on YouTube. Thanks. This has been my ad for YouTube to all of you. And now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Okay, so we had that new setting here. And now... And apparently I have an alert for people subscribing on YouTube, which I did not know I had. I didn't know that that was a thing. That's amazing. I've never seen that before. Thank you, whoever you are, Robert J. I didn't know that that was a thing that existed. It slightly showed on the screen. I guess that's in Streamlabs. I mean, that's clearly not one of my ones that I set up. That was amazing. I didn't know that that was a thing. Okay. Yeah, let's go back to fixing this thing. Oh, what I was saying was I don't know that I want these settings on the project or on the target. It looked like a Streamlabs character. It almost certainly is. Here, actually, I'm going to go take a look at this real quick. Secret mode. My audio's been broken. Sorry. No, I was gonna say that I did download the one. I downloaded all of the apps that HealthKit recommended. Yeah. I mean, I remember why I didn't get very far on this one, because it makes me sign up. I didn't want to do that. That was the reason I didn't get very far with this app. But basically what I was saying is this app isn't good yet, but it will be good. Yeah, do you want to connect to Bluetooth? Not yet. Yeah, yeah, all of these things, they want you to go through all kinds of, like, setup and all kinds of stuff. I don't want to deal with any of that. I want a very simple, straightforward, like, all I care about is keeping this log. That's what this app is about. It's make everything simple, make it very straightforward to use. Don't be distracting. Don't be creepy, for one thing. Oh, you use their tester and strips? It makes sense, yeah. Yeah, there's like a million buttons. And it didn't work. Yeah, no, see, like, my app is not going to have articles. My app is not going to have coaching. Yeah. Here it is, here it was, here it is, where it's going. Yes, that is what this app is going to be. You're going to be able to log stuff. You're going to be able to log your glucose. You're going to be able to log your food when you ate, because that affects it. Log your insulin. Those are the three things you're going to be able to log, and maybe even we don't even start with food. Just keep that in there. You're going to be able to share it with your doctor, and you're going to be able to look at the charts as over time. You know, you say like, oh, this is a 1 week, this is a month, this is 2 months. That's what you're going to do. That's going to be the app. And then I'm going to polish the hell out of the UI. Beta you up. Hey, there's a website for that. And I don't know. I think it was included in the thing if you do this. Yeah, there you go. There's a website. Beaties.app. It's very bare bones, but it you sign up for the newsletter, and I will send everybody on that newsletter an email when the app is available, when I'm ready for beta testers. Thought it might be a Beatles fan club, so you're afraid to look. No. All right, so I am logging into Streamlabs. We're going to go take a look at the alerts. I realize I've been sitting here in front of a top secret thing while I describe everything else. I don't care about alert types. See, now, I think that the test subscription here, so I'm going to test the subscription, we'll get an alert. I think this is a, like, Twitch subscription. Yeah, it is. Okay. So I don't know where the one came from. Here, I can actually bring this up on screen now, because I'm not doing anything secret anymore. I'm not sure where the one came from that is. The one that was the YouTube follow. I don't know where that came from. Variations? Do I have a variation for YouTube? No. Did you link YouTube recently? Yeah, no, I mean, no, I didn't do anything in here to YouTube. That's why I was so baffled when that one popped up. And I'm sure it was because I was just pitching YouTube. Like, people should go subscribe to me on YouTube. But yeah, I haven't touched anything in here related to YouTube. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I guess I'll do more looking at that later. But yeah, I don't know. There's an alert box here, and I'm sure that zombie thing is like a thing from this. From Streamlabs. I'm sure that I've seen that zombie image before. And that it came from here. But I don't know. Yeah. I'm not going to bother with it too much. Yeah. Okay. We'll get back to that. Yeah, where were we at? We were finishing building this. And yeah, we needed to change some settings for our accent colors. That's what we were doing. So we had this asset catalog compiler global accent color name. And this was tied directly to, I think, the app. So we're going to tie that to both apps. So where is settings in here? Settings goes in. You trust Mono NC has been taking notes. Settings goes after dependencies. Good enough. Now settings is a little bit complicated because what you have is you have this base, debug, and release. And so you can set different ones for the various options. I think what we want... Yeah, I think we just want to go with this one. And so base, these are what we're going to change, or what we're going to have every time. So that's fine here. And then I think all we want to do here is just call this accent color, right? And then I think we want these same settings over on here. Let's go do that. Now, is our app orange again? As is appropriate. Yes, our app is. Okay, cool. So there's that. I think we already decided that was true on watchOS. Let's go retry running the watchOS app. Mono has been building an actual app with this, is what he's been doing. You know what I didn't do is provide a way to get out of this view. Oh no, wait, no, I figured out that you could do it by hitting the home button. Yeah, that's why I didn't provide a way out of that. Streamer didn't happen. Perfect. All right, is there anything else that we need to tackle? Mono, do you have any further questions? Any other? Oh, you wanted to look into dependencies. So you know what I'm going to do first is I'm going to commit all of this, and then I will get into that. Signing. Ooh, okay. Actually, no, hang on. I was going to say I need to go take my meds, but I don't need to go take my meds. My meds are right here. Schemes for dev stage prod? Okay. Yeah, we're going to commit this. We're going to say, oh wait, no, we're not going to commit this. Hold on. We need to do we're going to unstage all of these changes. Things that we need to do. We need to get rid of our Xcode proj. We don't need this anymore. We need to get rid of both of our Xcode projects. So we're just going to get into get ignore. And we're going to say just anything star.xcode proj and star.xcode. Don't medicine bottles usually contain multiple doses? Yes, but I keep a smaller bottle down here. It was just an empty bottle, and then whenever I stream, I put 1 dose in of all the meds that I need to take at night into that bottle, so that I can just take them all at once and don't have to interrupt my stream. You know, specifically like I just did. So yes, generally they do contain more than 1 dose, but this one did not contain more than 1 dose because I put 1 dose in there specifically earlier. And in fact, this bottle is not the bottle for any of the meds that I just took. We need to medicate redeem now. He's at that age. Yes, exactly. If commentators would just stop interrupting. No, it's perfect. Commentators are the real fun of this channel. Like, nobody comes here to watch me take meds and be old and whine. They come here because the commenters contribute and they keep me alive. Yeah, a medicate redeem. That would be perfect. Now, the problem is, if nobody redeems the medicate redeem, does that mean that I just don't get my meds tonight? Because that seems like a problem. You come here to take one for the team. Okay, so now we've got this. We're getting rid of our... Oh, wait, hang on. We still have our other Xcode proj. So I think what we need to do is we need to go into the command line and fix this. Git rm cached bds.xcodeproj rm-r cached. There we go. Maybe how to configure things that I'd normally do in the project, but now would have to be done elsewhere. Yeah, I mean, I kind of have been showing that already, but basically the long and short of it is if you were editing it in the info tab before, that needs to go into your info plist edit extending default. You need to change those values. If you were editing it in your build settings before, that needs to go in these settings things. And you can use Xcode's UI to figure out what you need to do. Let's change this. Wait, is it values? Values, yeah. If you're in this UI here, you can actually go in here and click this. And then if you click on any particular one, so like base SDK here, if you click on the question mark, this will tell you what it is. And so that's your settings. And so you can see here that we did this asset catalog compiler global accent color name, which is a terribly long name. But yeah, so this says global accent color name here. You click that, that's where it goes. If you're in info, you go here. This does the same thing. It tells you what your declaration is. That's that. CF bundle info dictionary version 6.0. So yeah, that would be where you'd get these kinds of things. Highlighting that it's all about mono. Nice. I was wondering what you were trying to say, but I didn't realize that it was a highlighted message. I need to figure out how to like read that that's a highlighted message and actually do something special with the UI. I wonder, did that come through? Hang on. Would you create multiple schemes or multiple targets instead? Oh, is this for your you're talking about the staging prod dev stuff? I think it depends on how much you would want it to be. Do you need that to matter when you're away from the phone? Or sorry, let me on. That was a bad sentence. Do you need that to matter when you're not developing via Xcode, I guess? That's the real question I'm trying to ask. Because what I would say is you can do a thing like dev needs HTTP, not stage prod. Yeah. Wouldn't you want schemes rather than targets for each environment? Not necessarily. Yeah, this is why this is weird. Custom name for each icon, etc. Okay, then in that case, you need different targets. You need that to be different targets rather than schemes, because schemes can't change icons. There's that. That answers that question. Although now I'm wondering, cause no, that wouldn't work. I was gonna say, with schemes you can set environment variables. And then I was gonna say, can you use the environment variables as part of your build? And no, you can't. These environment variables are for when you launch. So yeah, you do that with user-defined properties. Yep. You also have multiple bundle IDs depending on the environment. Yeah, that would also be something that I think you have to do with targets, I believe. Because with targets, you can reference them. You can reference your build settings. And so like you can set your build setting per target, basically. That was dumb. You can set various things per target in there, and then you reference them in like your info plist. That's what I'm trying to say. I think maybe you might be able to get away with it via your edit scheme if you do the like pre-build action. You can say, oh, run a script and then like edit my build settings. But that's gross. Don't do that. Just don't do that. That's a bad plan. So yes, I would say for what the way that you're defining it, where you want to change the name of it, you want to have different bundle IDs, you want to have different names. Definitely you want targets, not schemes. And then what's nice about that from the Tuist perspective is that you can actually do stuff like this public func here. Firebase, you do that per scheme via a run script. Well, do you do that via this like run pre-action? Run a pre-build script that swaps out XC config files. Other team members will thank you. I'd like to hear more about that, I guess. Build phases. Run a pre-build script that swaps out XC config files. I mean, is that not... I'm trying to figure out my objection to that. Or rather... Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I was going to say, that sounds insane. But... K&H was promoting it. And I was like... I don't want to be like... K&H, no, you're wrong. That sounds crazy. Send me a screenshot on Discord. Okay. But yeah, no, I feel like doing it with targets in this case makes the most sense. Trebuchet, the new dev. No, you use the new dev as the weight on the trebuchet to send something else. Sorry, what I started to say with this other thing was, with the Tuist, you can have like a base target defined and then have a function like this that says like, oh, just take this target and build it 3 times with these different settings. And, you know, that's a way to have a single source of truth. And then the only settings that you change are the only ones that are changing between the different targets. So you could have something like, you know, public func base target. Well, I guess this wouldn't be a public func. This would be, well, no, yeah, public func target. And this would be like, I don't know. Sorry, hold on. I'm not thinking this through before I actually start typing it, and that's a problem. App target with what do you want to say, like API URL string returns a target, and then I've got a target here. This is my you know, fans lineup. Can I spell it? Fan, yeah, here we go. Nope, I accidentally typed something, and now you've got a new name, which is fans prenup, which is for celebrities that are getting married. The people who are fans of those celebrities can figure out how they should split their assets if they ever divorce. There's your new app idea, Mono. Fans prenup. iOS app product. It's an app. It's bundle ID nz.co.mono dot fans prenup. And then settings. Right? Settings is in here. No? Right in my hot tub. Okay, I don't know why that wasn't auto-completing correctly. But anyway, so yeah, you said you have like a user-defined setting. I think there's nothing special about those. You just give them a name. Yeah. So this would be, you know, API URL. API URL. And then you can do, for example, let staging target equals app target. Well, okay. Make this super hard for me, aren't you? Public. Oh, you know what I did? I forgot to put that there. Cannot convert value of type string to be expected dictionary type settings value. Dot string API URL. There we go. Perfect. And then over in here, what you would do, so over in your actual project, you can say app target API URL staging dot fansprenup.com app target dev.fansprenup.com, and this one you said was just HTTP. App target API. And this is your prod one. And that makes it a lot easier because you can just specify only the things that change between the two, whereas everything else stays the same. So that's something that's really beneficial from Tuist, is you don't have to have like 3 copies of everything. You can have a single source of truth and then 3 changes, basically. And then, yeah, you can also throw in your icon file, staging, etc., etc. Any of those that change. This is defining project settings? Yeah. Thank you, Will K337. Yep. We are using a tool called Tuist, which is available at tuist.io. Assuming I can find the homepage. Yeah, here it is. It's the middle one. Tuist.io. It allows you to specify your Xcode project file in Swift. It lets you define everything in Swift. You can use all of the advantages of Swift. And yeah, it's very much like Xcode Gen, except it uses Swift instead of YAML. And so you can do all of the like dynamic things more so than I think Xcode Gen can do. I haven't actually used Xcode Gen. I've only ever used Tuist. But yes, yeah, that was mainly where I was going. Like, I think Swift is a little bit more powerful than YAML. YAML's just kind of a declarative language. But yeah, no. Tuist is basically Xcode Gen, but in Swift instead of YAML. What were we doing before we got distracted with fans prenup? We were trying to... you said you wanted signing, code signing, and external dependencies. Those are the other two we haven't done yet, Mono. Let's go deal with our code signing. I think that... Okay, you know, I'm going to cheat. And I'm going to say, like, we just want the automatic one, which we already are. Wait, why did that? Okay, so we need a development team. That's the problem. I mean, all of that's going to be specified by your Xcode settings. So, build settings. What is it? Code signing style, I guess is what we're looking for. Code signing style by default is automatic. Development team. You think you're okay with dependencies at the moment? Signing development team is the current you're looking at? Yeah. So development team, we can set that. The thing that I would do about development team that is different from what I've been doing elsewhere is I would set that on the project level. So you see that we've got this project. I set some of these settings here. Asset catalog, global accent color name. I set that on the target level, but you can also actually go into the project, and then this is before targets. You can actually put settings here. And that's where I would do that. So settings, what do we got? Oops, no, I'm doing this wrong. Settings is dot settings base development team. And then I don't know what my development team is. Let's go find this development team. Wow, why can't I type? There we go. 287 Eddie T2B. You can also look that up on the Apple developer website. And then, yeah, code sending identity. I think it's already set up correctly. Entitlements was specified by something else. So then I guess, like, if you really wanted to do something different with your code sending identity, that would be here. If you want to have different ones between release and debug, that comes as part of this, which is you say, like, debug. Is that not how you do that? Yeah, no, debug. What are you telling me? Debug. You can have your own thing there. And so, like, maybe my code signing identity for this one is iOS developer, whereas the other one's iOS distribution. So that'll set that up. And then you can do the same thing with, like, provisioning profile. I think you have to provide I'm trying to remember how that works. I don't have any set up right now. Let's go look at Kineo. Build settings, provisioning profiles, because this uses Fastlane Match, so it should have all of these. Yeah, I guess it's just the name of it, right? But yeah, I mean, it would basically be the same thing here. App Store? Is that the other one? Hey, GRZ3 Badman. Sorry. I couldn't tell if those were... Are those I's? Are those threes? Is it ill Badman? I should call you Badman. Hello, Badman. How are you doing? Yeah, so this would be how you'd specify these, basically. And then if I rerun that, we should see it pop up over here. All good. I'm trying to find the back and forth buttons. This is the problem with how I've set up this app, is I can't find anything. Are you overthinking dev stage prod? Is debug and release all you need? I wouldn't do that, no. Because that means that if you're building and running from Xcode, you're always going to get dev. So no, I would say no, don't do that way. What am I working on? I am working on taking an app. Yeah, I mean, having 3 environments is good too. You have the like stable one, but not released. That's staging. You have the totally unstable one. It could break at any moment. That's dev. And then you have what users use, which is prod. I think 3 at a minimum is best. Yes, we are learning Tuist. Tuist is a way to generate your Xcode project files via a Swift language, basically. And so you can use all of Swift to generate things on the fly. You can create functions to generate targets and settings for you. And we're using it to build out a app of mine. Have a new Xcode project that has everything, you know, specified here instead of weird UI settings that you don't know how to do it. You'd love if Xcode included the 3 environments just straight away. See, I don't know. I don't think. Oh yes, I did take my meds. Thank you, Xcode. Not Xcode. Xcode isn't actually reminding me to take my meds. Thank you, Apple Health app. Sorry. It would be really fun if Xcode reminded you to take your medicine. But no, it's not. It's Apple Health. Where do we get here? Yeah, okay, so this is working now. This is telling me what provisioning profiles to use. Provisioning profiles actually probably should not go in the project level. They should go in the target level. But, you know, this is, you know, proving things out. This is just making a point, I guess. But yeah, let's go back to having the development team, correct? You saw something about the signing folder? Signing folder. I'm not aware of anything Tuist does special with regards to signing. Oh, there is a Tuist signing. No, don't use this. I don't know what it is, but I feel confident in saying don't use this. I would definitely say if you really want a solution to make signing easier for you, use Fastlane Match. Yeah, definitely. docs.fastlane.tools/action/match. Use Fastlane Match. Don't use Tuist for that. I've never seen that before. I don't know anything about it, but I feel pretty confident in saying this is probably both more complicated and it just feels like the wrong tool to use. Yeah, I wouldn't use this. Tuist does not seem like the right place to be handling code signing. Yeah, the other thing that I need to add, I'm realizing, because you sent me that link, is I need a way to like click the bubbles as they come down and actually open links. $5 a month for CocoaType to manage it for you. I think it would cost more than $5 a month for me to deal with code signing. See, now what I need to do is I need to put up a 60K point reward that is CocoaType teaches Mono how to use Fastlane, which is a thing that I need to do with this app pretty soon. I do need to add Fastlane signing to this app because I tried to do a test flight release the other day, and I tried doing it through Xcode's UI, and it was terrible. Actually, you know what I first tried to do is I tried to do it through Xcode Cloud, and I could not get that set up. It did not work. It just straight up did not work. It couldn't read my code. Like it didn't know where my repository was. Here, I'll try it again. I'll prove it to you. Because when Xcode Cloud works, it's magic. I love it. But it doesn't work often enough. Oh, here we go. 1 second. I would use GitHub Actions if I paid for GitHub, which I don't. They don't give you any free things unless you're open source, right? And I mean, technically, my code is all open source, but I don't have a bot for that. 1Password, why are you dumb? It's free. Does GitHub Actions give you free time nowadays? Even with a thing? Yeah, here's what's going on. GitLab, it's broken. They changed their pricing. I mean, so for the most part, I use GitLab CI, which is basically GitLab's version of GitHub Actions. And it works great. I don't like having to maintain my own runners. So if I could use GitHub's runners for that, and it was actually free. $2,000 minutes free, but it's pretty low for iOS builds. I mean, it's 2,000 minutes free, but if I recall correctly, Mac minutes are 10 times as much. Like it's 10 minutes per minute. Sorry, that didn't make any sense. If you're running on Mac OS, then every minute you spend running counts 10 minutes against your points, basically. Yeah, 10x, yeah. Yeah, included hosted runner minutes are consumed at different rates for each operating system. Learn more. Yeah, for Linux builds, it's fine. It makes sense. And I honestly, so I know you remember they're shipping max devs or 10x devs. Yes, exactly. Remember when we were working on Docker stuff and I was trying to get it to build and it didn't build? Maybe what I should do is I should use GitHub Actions to do my Docker builds. Because that's what that sounds. Jobs that run on Windows and macOS consume minutes at 2 and 10 times the rate that Linux runners consume. 1,000 Windows minutes consumes 2,000 minutes included in your account. Using 1,000 minutes, macOS minutes would consume 10,000 minutes. Free private repos. I knew that the repos were free now. But yeah, GitHub Actions, I didn't know that they had much at all free. iOS builds are pretty slow too. Yeah, I've experienced that with GitHub's runners as well. Oh, the other problem, and why I would never use GitHub Actions, sorry, they take a whole year to get the new versions of macOS every year. And so then you end up with like, oh, I need to build with the latest Xcode, and you can't do it because they haven't updated their macOS. And it every single year, it takes a whole year. The things like Bitrise and there's a couple others, I'm trying to remember what they are, that try to be smart, I've never really liked. The ones that are like, oh, you know, we're going to like go towards doing mobile, for example. Like, you know, like we're going to put a nice UI over the top of it. I've never really been a big fan of. I prefer the ones like GitHub Actions, GitLab CI. I think Travis and Circle are like this to an extent of where it's just like, we're just going to give you a box and you run scripts on it and you're free to do whatever you want there. Bitrise tries to be like, oh, you got this nice little like block UI and it handles code signing for you and it handles whatever for you. And I've found those to be kind of limiting. I don't know. I don't really have a problem with them. If you like them, it's great. You can have fun with them, but it's not really been my cup of tea. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to do. I'll do a stream at some point in the future. Probably not anytime soon, because I really want to focus on the Vision OS stuff. Not shipping as a free solution and gives you wasted weekend time. We used to use App Center. See, so I liked App Center's predecessor, which was called Hockey App. I never actually used App Center, but Hockey App was great. Hockey App didn't have like a CI solution though, so I mean, I guess you could say that App Center's yeah, for distribution it was great. I was gonna say you could say Hockey App's CI system was pretty trash because it didn't exist, or maybe not existing is better than App Center. I don't know. I haven't used App Center. GitHub has the Xcode 15 beta. Yeah, so the problem is not the Xcode beta, because you can run Xcode 15, as I'm doing right now, on the old version of macOS. The problem is not that they don't get the new versions of Xcode out. The problem is that they don't get the new versions of macOS out. And usually in the spring, Apple says, okay, we've got a new version of Xcode. So I think this year was like Xcode 14.3. And Xcode 14.3 now requires Ventura. You can't run it on what came before Ventura. I don't remember what it was. Was Big Sur the one immediately right before us? Whatever. Pretend Big Sur was the one immediately right before Ventura. Monterey. Yes, Monterey. That was the one. So Apple will go, yeah, 14.3, you know, it runs only on Ventura. It doesn't run on Monterey anymore. And GitHub will have, you know, they've had an entire year almost to get to the point where they have Ventura running on their machines, and they don't. And so GitHub 14.3 will come out, and they won't have GitHub 14.3 available right away. And it's only that specific version of Xcode. And the reason is because they haven't updated their version of macOS, not because they haven't updated their Xcode version. And that's been my problem with Xcode or GitHub Actions. Sorry, specifically GitHub Actions hosted runners. GitHub Actions itself, and you run your own machine, great, love it, do it. That's what we do at work. We use GitHub Actions, and we have just like 8 Mac Minis that we have, and we run everything on them. It's also cheaper because you just buy a Mac Mini once, and then it's good. GitHub hosted runners, they've been a problem. So, and it's mostly that. It's mostly the updating problem. If they could get that figured out, honestly, like, I think we'd be willing to spend the price just in terms of like, you don't have to spend engineer time managing a lot of this stuff. You can kind of just farm a lot out to GitHub. But honestly, they've just been not trustworthy. So, yeah. Best solution is probably use an old Mac in-house. Yeah, I mean, that's what I use for GitLab CI, is that I've got it's not that old of a Mac, but what happened was I had an old Mac, and that old Mac died in such a way that Apple was willing to give me money for the fact that that old Mac died. And I was like, hey, give me enough money to buy an M1 Mini. And they did. And so I did that. And that's what runs all my stuff. I had a Intel MacBook Pro that died. And they were like, yeah, we can't fix this. Do you want to turn it in for trade-in value? And I was like, yes, I do. 'Cause I wasn't using this Mac Pro anyway. And so, yeah, I turned it in. And they're like, oh, you want it as trade-in value against another MacBook Pro, right? I was like, no, I'll take a Mac Mini. That's fine. That's all I need. So, yeah. Mono, any other questions? Because otherwise, I think I have completed what I want to do. Let me actually commit everything. Oh, did I ever actually get this working? Did I ever actually try to see if this was running on an actual device? No, I didn't. OS version lower than deployment target. This is a VOD to watch for sure, folks. Code signing, use Fastlane. Yep. I mean, you'll still set up pointing to stuff here in Tuist. You'll still say, like, this is the provisioning profile that I want to use. But for managing all of your provisioning profiles, storing where they are, sharing them between users, etc., use Fastlane. Definitely use Fastlane. Yeah, I need to set my deployment targets. I just realized that's not a thing that I've fixed yet. We got a bunch of these, so we should need them. When are you diving in and trying? It sounds like Mono's been trying it this whole time. iOS deployment target. Yeah, here we go. Let's fix this. Our iOS deployment target is 16.0. Our WatchOS deployment target is 9.0. Perfect. Need to rewatch some YouTube sections when it's up. Yeah, it should be up in under 24 hours. About 24 hours. I can't actually. Yeah. It won't be public for 24 hours because of that. Oh yeah, I should put something there, YouTube. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. There's the very slow bot responding. Yes, there's YouTube. What is this YouTube? You speak of slang. Yeah, I mean, I just got serious about YouTube again and actually publishing my VODs. So, yeah, that'll, I need to actually put that there. And then, yeah, promote that, that project exists. Also, check out the Discord. I think that also, that one actually does work. I don't know that it points to, the newest link. Oh, that apparently doesn't work. I mean, Nightbot just said it. Look up 3 messages. Yep, that's the better URL. You do have to make sure that it goes to HTTP and not HTTPS. I don't know if that's going to go by default because of, if you don't include the HTTP specifically. I think, Safari, most browsers, honestly, default to HTTPS these days. Still weird for you in Arc? Yeah. Something on the internet requires HTTP? Yeah. Surprising, right? Yeah, I need to finish trying to run this. Then we can see if it works. Should run UDP. I mean, you can run HTTP over UDP. You're on the wrong ISO layer, right? UDP is down further. Hooray, here's our app. Yep, it all works great. Yeah. So it sounds like everything's good, Mono? We're all good? Am I free? Can I be let loose from my torture. No, it wasn't torture. It was great. This was actually a good stream. I enjoyed it. And hey, now I got something solved. This is all in Tuist now, and I never have to deal with Xcode projects again. Think you're good for now for questions? You might use the new project as a test first, then refactor fans later. Yeah, exactly. Sounds like a good plan. Yeah, get used to everything. I will likely unlock beaties on hey, thanks for the follow, Sack Wagner. I was gonna say I will likely unlock beaties on my GitLab. Git.pado.name in the next little bit. Wow, yeah. No, it does that. Yeah, this is currently locked. But I will probably unlock it, and then you can reference the Twitch, or sorry, not Twitch. What am I saying? Tuist project file in there. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. And I will see you soon, I guess. I'll see you Monday. You watch the Mr. Beast fireworks video, so bring it. Yeah. Have a great weekend, everyone. Goodbye.